During my last live stream, I was surprised when a Giga Whale tried to flex their account on me by asking for an account review. And well, after I saw their C6 Kazuha, I decided I needed to do some flexing in return. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe so that you'll be notified when I go live next. And your C6. Congrats on your C6. And your Shao. And your Kazuha. And your Eula. And your Ayaka. And your Yelan. And your Monsieur Nouvellette. And your Ayato. Yeah, I only have one C6 5-star, and that's my Kazuha. I'm gonna be interested to see how you build your C6 Kazuha, but I'm excited to take a look. All right. So this is a little over 40 CV. So what? 28.8 plus the 14, so 32 or 42.8 CV. Great energy recharge. I don't know if Linny actually needs energy recharge, but like you got pretty high rolls there, and the EM. .8 and 26.4, so another 40 CV piece here. I'm like really jealous of, in particular, your flower here, because I do not have a flower this good on set yet. So great job on the flower. Everything else, other than the flower and feather, could probably use a little bit of work, but I'm sure you know that already. Clap. I clap for your Animo Goblet. Great goblet. So R4 of his signature. So that's, what was Linny at? He's R5. R4. And 4-piece echoes. All right. Solid. Great job. Nouvellette. Let's take a look. 43, so you basically add another 36 there. So basically 80 crit rate, 314 crit damage. Really nice. You get a ton of numbers from him, and he's at 40k HP. The 40k HP makes me think that you have his weapon at R5. And you do. Let's see how well you balanced his artifacts and Linny's artifacts. Slow clap. I don't know how well my microphone is picking up the claps, but slow clap there. And pretty good circlet then. Just because, you know, you have your HP and your crit rate. Your Yelan is at 40k HP. I'm going to guess that she is at R5 Simulacra. Yep. Your feather. You can't do better for the feather. Great job there. Great job on your sands. Next character, Eula. So this one's I'm curious if you did R5 her weapon, because I do think, you know, you did an R5 Shao's weapon. You only R4'd Ayato's weapon. Out of all of these characters' weapons, I think Eula's is probably one of the lesser important ones. So I am curious if you R5'd it. Yeah, so it's R1. Her off piece is, of course, godly, so what, 43 CV, but you have that one roll into defense. Energy recharge on the sands. I was not expecting that. It's a good sands, and I guess your ER is low enough, but I think your best piece is your circlet for Eula, though. So your Kazuha has only 1300 attack. So I'm guessing he's on his signature. Yep, there's Freedom Sworn. if you have a high refinement, either a second mist-splitter or a high refinement litofoliar incision, he is usable on both of those as well. He's a better DPS if he uses those two weapons, but it seems like you're just going for pure support build. R5 VV. Oof. Oof. Why? So this is a giant myth that I think C6 Kazuha havers fall into. Yes, C0 Kazuha wants energy recharge. C6 Kazuha does not need energy recharge. He does not. C6 Kazuha wants crit and EM. He does not have a need for energy recharge. So yeah, your crit is so low and your energy recharge, while it isn't as high as the 200% that's recommended for Z0, I would honestly recommend only between literally 0 and 10 or 15% energy recharge on C6. He just gets so much extra particles from being able to double plunge at C1, and then at C4 he gets a little bit of extra energy on top of that. So really for C6 Kazuha, anywhere from 100 to 115, maybe 120% ER, but really he doesn't need the ER at C6. Yeah, you're saying your Kazuha is your top 1% character, but nah, I'll show you my Kazuha. And all right, so your sands was, or sorry, your flower, too much ER. Okay. I can see why this is your off piece though. I clap for this. This is the highest energy recharge, or the highest elemental mastery that I've ever seen on a single artifact for a substat. Good job here. The unfortunate thing is, it would be so much better if even if it was just one roll into crit rate and one roll into crit damage. But I applaud the 124. That's an improvement from your flower. Oh no. Why do you do this to yourself? Why? Why? You're building him like he's C0. He's C6. Okay. I have high hopes for the goblet. No. No. Why? Why did you settle for this? Why? 32 defense and 17.5% defense? No. I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed, man. You can do better. You can do better. You can do way better. This is a C6 Kazuha build. 700 elemental mastery. I personally use litofoliar incision. You can be perfectly fine with mist-splitter as well. But see, the thing is, he gets 200 elemental mastery of his own just from his C2. So he goes all the way up from, on my build, you know, from 700 to 900 EM once you're over 1,000 EM, it's not like the over 1,000 is going to buff your team or your team damage by that much. There is actually something called diminishing returns for elemental mastery. Which basically just means the more elemental mastery you get, the less it will buff your swirl damage. So yeah, you had over 1,000 EM on your Kazuha, but it actually doesn't mean that your swirl damage is that much higher than my swirl damage. And I have 70 crit rate with 204 crit damage, and I use him on a double cryo team where he's a reverse melt attacker, so basically his crit rate is more like 86%. There is some value in having high EM, of course, especially with light of foliar incision, but I'm still doing that while getting those crit rolls. Again, here I have 14% crit rate, and I have those rolls, 3 rolls into elemental mastery, 1 roll into crit damage. Here again, I personally would want a better Sans for myself, but it's EM Sans with crit rate, not with ER. My goblet I'm not super proud of, but it's still better than your goblet, so ha 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 ha. More crit than your goblet. And then my circlet, I personally just chose to go with crit rate because I have so much crit damage from Blade of Foliar Incision. I would want a better crit rate, but you can see, like, there's just a huge difference in our Kazuhas. Okay, so you just asked for a Kazuha showcase, so I'll show him off in this team. Whoops, wrong screen. But here you can see, like, I'm basically at my 1000 EM. And again, once you hit 1000 EM on Kazuha, you're not increasing your passives buff by any larger amount. That's why I purposely have him at this amount of this amount of EM. Because I don't want to overcap over 1,000. But yeah, then you can see that he's also at 2,640 attack inside Bennett's circle. And then he has, of course, that basically 86 crit rate, 204% crit damage. The highest normal attack that I've seen him ever do, I think, is 170k damage with a normal attack. But that was in a domain with, like, special buffs. And that's because he's able to do a reverse melt normal attack when he's inside Kazuha's circle. Or sorry, Chongyun's circle. So he gets Shenhe's buff from her quills and her burst buff, and buffs from EM and attack from Bennett. And then he becomes Cryo from Chongyun, and Chongyun will also give him a little bit of attack with Wolf's Gravestone. And then he does everything crazy like that. So yeah, you saw there 53 normal attack. Again, the highest I've seen is 170. That 53 normal was not a melt hit. When he melts, he's almost always hitting over 100k. As long as I get my buffs right. So yeah, this is Cryo Kazuha. Reverse melt C6 Kazuha. And another thing that sometimes people forget when it comes to Bennett and Key of Kajna suit is that Bennett's mid-charge actually builds 2 stacks. So I only use 2 E's, a semi-hold, and a press, and you can see that I built all 3 stacks on my Bennett or Key of Kajna suit, which then, you know, gives 100 elemental mastery to Kazuha. But yeah, let's see if I can crack over 150k normal attacks with Kazuha in this domain. This time I'm going to use my semi-hold Bennett first, so then I have, you know, a half a second longer use of his ult. Switch to Senha. $176,000 damage. There we go. That's how we use this team. And my ult just expired, but yeah, I was at my max EM. 176,000 damage from a normal attack from Kazuha. And you can see how I end the rotation with all my energy recharge needs met. With 0% energy on Kazuha.